also bring some vinyasa flow in there just to warm you up because you guys are going to be at home. And at home it's not going to be as warm as your hot yoga studio. So let's get started with your breathing exercise. So we're going to bring the feet together. And if you've never done Bikram before, just always look down, make sure that your big toes are touching, interlacing all 10 fingers underneath the chin. And as you inhale, you're going to lift the elbows up for about 6 seconds. And then as you exhale, you're going to press your head back and try to get your arms nice and parallel to the floor. And it looks and sounds like this. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. And here we go. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Pull the belly in. Feel your weight in the heels. Stay nice and tall. And then exhale, pressing your head back with the knuckles. And then squeezing your elbows together. And then press it all the way out. Inhale again. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do 3 more. Inhale. Pull the belly in. Feel the weight on the heel. Kind of squeeze your inner thighs slightly forward. And then exhale. Looking at the ceiling with your eyes open. And a deep ha sound. 2 more. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale. Pull the belly in. Feel the weight on the heel. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Exhale. Let it go. Deep, 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 deep. Awesome. Let it go. Let it go. Looking at the ceiling. Squeeze it up. Good. And then the arms down by your side. Roll out the shoulder. Neck. Loosen up a little bit. We'll do a second set. And we're only going to do 5. So again, start with your feet together. Spread through the toes. Work the weight under the heel. Knuckles underneath the chin. Thumb to the throat. Exhale all the air out. And here we go. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Deep Hasana. Remember, you're warming up your circulatory system, your respiratory system. Squeeze it all out every little bit. And here we go. Inhale. Keep feeling your weight in the heel. Keep relaxing through the shoulders. Keep drawing the elbows back. Nice and tall. Exhale. Let it go. Let it all go. And kind of try to stay tall and keep feeling your weight on the heel. We'll do 3 more. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale. Pull the belly in. Nice and deep. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Exhale. Let it go. Deep, 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 deep. Hasana. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Pranayama breathing is so important for your lungs. Good for the neck. Good for the shoulder. Here we start with your first posture with your feet together, arms up over the head, all 10 fingers interlaced. Release the index finger, hips a little bit forward, arms back, stretch up tall, and then go to the right and left several times. Just a little bit of a warm up. And if you've never done Bikram before, kind of feel your right, left rib cage. And here we go. In the center, hips forward, arms back, stretch up nice and tall, and then upper body to the right, hips to the left. You're going to stay here for about 45 seconds of pushing and pulling. You're working the hips beyond the center line of the body. You let your right hand pull the left. Your chin is away from the chest forward. If you don't have mirrors, try to think you're in between 2 planes of glass. You want to work the hips beyond the center line of the body. So keep pushing and pulling. But the most important part that you're working on in these 45 seconds on your left side is your left rib cage. So you're going to really work through your left rib cage in order to get into your back bends. So keep expanding and keep working on that breath nice and calm through the nose. And then push, pull. We're about down to those last 10 magical seconds. So push and pull for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Back through the center. Hips forward, arms back. Stretch up nice and tall. Interlace, release. And then upper body to the left, hips to the right. And again, push and pull. And then keep thinking left shoulder forward, right hip forward. right hip forward, left shoulder forward. So you're between two planes of glass. You want to lock your elbows. You're going to get into your triceps, into your biceps. You want to stretch out your arms. Remember, yoga is all about stretching. We're going to stretch, stretch, stretch. That's what we're here for. We have a lot of stress in our body, and through these stretching, we're going to release a little bit of that stress. Also, we're going to recognize what's feeling good in our body and what's not feeling good in your body. And you don't want to overstretch or understretch. You want to kind of find that balance within you. And here we go for the last 5. Push and pull for 4. Push and pull for 3, 2, and 1. Now this prepared you for your first back bend. So keeping the arms with your ears more advanced. Dropping your head, lifting through the chest. However you're going to feel your back bend, the most important part in your back bend is breathing. So find a nice little back bend where you're supporting yourself through the glutes, pushing your hips forward, lifting through the chest, and then drawing your arms back and then feeling your weight slightly on the heel. So keep breathing. You have 15 seconds. Feel the stretch, keep stretching through the front, belly, thigh, throat, and then keep lifting through the chest. Chest up, chest up, chest up, arms head back, eyes open. Stay with it, body weight on the heel. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now because you're at home and not in a hot yoga studio, I want you to go into a downward facing dog position. So kind of getting into your hamstring a little bit. Walk it on, right, left, right, left, right, left, hips up. I practice at 4:30 in the morning, and it's not as hot and it's not warm in my room. So kind of like get into your hamstring. Press the heels down, lift through the hips, press through the palms. Good stretch for your hands. And then maybe move into your plank, higher push-up, just in order to get into your little cobra. Hips forward, chest up, and then roll your shoulder blades together, lift through the chest. Just a nice little back bend, nice little release for the spine, and it'll get you ready for your first forward fold in Bikram. So as you're walking your feet back in, walk your hands back, and then maybe squat down a little bit. And you want to cup your heel, and it's so important to cup your heel. And you might be able to just hold onto your ankle, but one day you will cup your heel, and your little baby fingertips will be side by side. And if you get that, keep the belly to the thigh, the chest to the knee, drop your head, roll forward and pull. And eventually you'll be able to lock your knees, and Bikram would say, like a Japanese ham sandwich. There's no meat. Roll forward and pull. So there's nothing that's holding you. You can just roll forward and pull and lift the hips. Good, and since I did that for 15 seconds, probably we'll just hold it for another 30 more seconds. And remember, you want to breathe. The breathing is the most important part. Nothing but just breathing, calm, smooth, rolling onto the toes, lifting through the hips, pressing through the knees, keeping your belly to the thigh, and then maybe dropping your head and getting a nice little stretch into your cervical vertebrae. Roll forward and pull, hold it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull the belly in, slowly come back up, and then arms down by your side. Here's the good stuff. 2 sets of everything. So with your feet together, inhale, lift the arms up, interlace, release, hips forward, arms back, stretch up nice and tall. Take a deep breath, here we go. Upper body to the right, hips to the left. As you push, you're gonna pull. Right hand pulls to the left, tricep, biceps, getting you ready for some super powerful balancing postures where you really need your arms, you need your hands, you need your wrist. And remember, it's so important to work with your arms and your hands and your wrists and not just using them for pushing weight, but stretching them out. Chest forward, arms back, chin away from the chest. Push, pull. Here we go for 5, push, pull for 4, push, pull for 3, 2, and 1. Through the center, hips forward, arms back. Take a deep breath. Upper body to the left, hips to the right. The entire time you're breathing through your nose. You're using your parasympathetic nervous system, which allows you to really relax while you're working with your body. Remember, the most important part through this practice, without keep digging into the same thing, your breath, is to really remember what is feeling good in your body and what is not feeling so good. And what is not feeling so good, you want to relax into. And what is feeling really good, you want to really enjoy yourself in it. So keep pushing and pulling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Here's your second back bend. Here we go. Arms back, head back, body weight on the heel, chest up, hips forward. Focus on the breath. Let the back bend represent itself to you. Go to a place where it feels so good that you want to just go a little bit deeper, and then maybe pressing a little bit more weight on the heel. Maybe even be able to see what's behind you, looking out the mirror. Hips forward, chest up, arms head back. Here we go. Last 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. As you come back up, pull the belly in and then bring the hands to the front of you and move it around a little bit. Right, left, squat down. We're not going to do a down dog. We're just going to shake it out a little bit, like a wet dog. And then when you're ready, bend both knees. Bring the belly to the thigh. Wrap cup. If you can cup the heel, great. Keep thinking thumb to the outside, both fingers underneath your heel, and then as you're lifting the hips up, pressing the knees back. Remember, you can always modify, work with your body. Don't push yourself into postures that do not work for you. Never conform yourself. You're you, you're very unique. Roll forward and pull. You're working with your history, you're working with your DNA, you're working with who you really are. And this is a great time. So stay with it for another 10 more seconds. Roll forward and pull, hips up, knees back. Stay with it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. We're going to do our first warm-up posture. Right foot steps out to the right. And it's about 2 fist distance, the width of a dollar bill. And we all know the width of a dollar bill. Maybe someday we won't know anymore. I'm just joking. Arms up parallel to the floor. And here we go. Sitting down into your awkward chair. Now remember, in this first one, you want to scoop the tailbone up and bring your upper body back. It's kind of like you want to sit down and scoop the tailbone up and bring the upper body back and shift your weight on the heel so the arms are stretching forward. We're going to kind of hold this for about 35 seconds. Try to think of triceps spinning up, shoulders are rolling back. So we're already getting into our back strengthening series and we're warming up our upper spine and feeling the weight slightly onto the heel, and then keep sitting down a little bit deeper. Scoop it up, upper body back, stay with the warm up. Good, knee over the ankle as much as possible. All 5 fingers pressing together, reaching forward. So keep looking over those fingertips, laser beam focused. Here we go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now once you're there, you want to come onto your toes. And lately, like a ballerina, I like to just stay there up there with my arms stretching up. So just really work with my toe roots, working with your calves, staying on your toes. And remember, those are the longest nerves in your body. And so as you're staying on your toes, and you're contracting your quads, your glutes, and you're pulling the belly in, and you keep your arms parallel, and you can bring them above you. Remember, it's a time to really work with your calves and your toes. So really addressing that area of your body and not necessarily going back into the same muscles of your quadriceps. So staying with it for another 5, heels up, 4, heels up 3, heels up 2, heels up 1, and then slowly coming down. The last one, I want you to think about your inner thighs. So as you bring your knees together, tuck the tailbone under. Tucking under, that's your mula bandha. It's your lower pelvic floor bandha. You want to squeeze your knees together. As you squeeze your knees together, remember you're going to bring the knees down, the heels will pop up. And as the heels pop up, you're going to press back into those heels, keeping a straight spine and squeezing your inner thighs forward. It's more about your inner thighs warming up, and your arms can be parallel to the floor. You can take them to the back, collapsing your palms, lifting your palms up, kind of counterbalances a little bit, but really pressing your weight back into the ball of the foot and the heel simultaneously, because you're warming up your Achilles, which is so powerful for your first standing head to knee. So stay with it. Inner thighs, squeezing the foot together. Couple of bounces if you want to. If you have healthy knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up, and then bring your feet together and roll your shoulders back. And we're so lucky because we've got 2 sets of everything. So the second set, try to keep thinking of what you're feeling in your body. Right foot steps up. Heel is invisible behind your toes. Should be 2 fist distance. Arms are parallel. Unshrug your shoulders, and then back into your awkward chair. And the more you sit down, the more you want to bring the upper body back. So that's that lower lumbar area that you're actually warming up for your standing bow pulling. So think about that, lower lumbar area. And if you're really seasoned yogi, you're going to start feeling your shoulder blades coming together and working on your rhomboids. Remember, shoulders away from the ears, arms parallel, reaching forward. We are stretching into the arms. We're getting into those wrists. So think of triceps spinning up, shoulders rolling back, fingertips together, reaching forward. Find it and hold it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Second set. Onto the toe, onto the toe. So think 10-inch high stiletto. High, high, high on your toes. Spine's perfectly straight, and then maybe bending your knees a little bit. But remember, never compromise the work you're doing on your toes, your ankle, your calf. Very important parts of your body. So if you can just stay on your toes and concentrate, meditate, and feeling 35 seconds, me on your toes, you on your toes. And you've got about another 15 more seconds to go, so keep thinking, heels up, pull the belly in, tuck, 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 tuck. We're gonna have a straight spine, coccyx to neck, holding for another 5, heels up, 4, heels up, 3, heels up, 2, 1, release. Knees together, tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly in, and remember the heels will pop up naturally as the knees are going down. Find your natural pop, stay with it. Squeeze those inner thighs forward, tuck the tailbone under, roll the shoulders back, no tension in the shoulders, no tension in the neck. Focus, if you don't have a mirror, feel the body, feel gravity helping you, holding this posture. Maybe a couple of bounces, good for the knee joints. We're gonna warm them up for Garurasana, which is next, eagle. And then here we go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, with your feet together, no water break yet. Here we go, inhale, lift the arms up. Right underneath the left if you can. Now some people will hold on like that, some people will be like this. Eventually pull the elbows down, squeeze into your armpits, find that chair. You could stay in Utkatasana if you need to. If you want to go into Garurasana, lift the right over the left, wrap, squeeze, pull. And then become the shortest person in the room with the longest torso. And since you're the only one, that shouldn't be hard to do. Knees to the right, upper body to the left, chest up, elbows down, squeeze. Remember, you're working on your lymphatic system. So keep working, hips squared off, shoulders squared off, elbows down, chest up. Keep the head over your foot. Feel all 4 points of your left foot pressing down. Point through your right toe, draw the knees to the right. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift the arms up, left underneath the right. Find that chair, Utkatasana, chest up, lift the left over the right, wrap, squeeze, pull. And again, short and tall. Short in the legs, tall in the upper body. And then keep flattening through your foot, feeling all 4 points of your right foot pressing down. As your left toes are pointing and your left hip is going back, you're actually lengthening your left leg while you're creating great weight bearing on your right. And it's all about the weight bearing. You want to really feel that weight. Chest up, elbows down, and then hold it for another 5, for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Get a little bit of water. Drink, drink, drink. It's important to drink water. Good, and before we're going to go into our balancing series, standing head to knee and standing bow pulling, and you're at home, you don't have a hot yoga studio or warm room, I'm going to warm you up a little bit differently than I would in a true Bikram class. And I do that at 4:30 in the morning, like I did that this morning. And it really helps me to get my hamstrings opened up. So we're going to find ourselves one more time in downward facing dog. And that's where we come in from, downward facing dog. Good, I'm going to lift your right leg up. And you're going to bend and kick up. Bend and kick up. Bend and kick up. Good, we did 3. We're going to another 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I used to be a speed runner in Germany, so I know this one. Peel your right toe off the floor and melt into your left heel. So you really straighten out through that right leg, your right hamstring. Now you're going to tap and peel back. Tap and peel back. Tap and peel back. Tap and peel back. And here we go. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, we're gonna do some Shiva kicks. So left leg up, chin away from the chest. Palms flat, spider fingertips. You can have some blocks if you need to. Tap the left knee to the right knee and then kick it back up. And here we go, I was thinking about REM. Kick the elephant up in 2. Here we go, another 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, you guys. Lie down on your back. Remember, we were working on the right. So take a strap, a tie, a belt, and then pull your right leg towards you for 1 minute. And this is kind of nice yin. Think inner thigh spinning towards you. Working with your right hip bone, press it down, flex your right toes, lock through the knee. If you can't lock your knee, keep pumping, bending and kicking, bending and kicking. Gotta really warm up the muscles. It's so important when you don't have a warm room. You can't just nail these beautiful balancing postures unless you're really warmed up. That's why hot yoga studios do so well. Because in a hot room, you'd be so sweaty right now, you'd be really totally into your standing head to knee. But if you're in a cold room or you're doing it at 4:30 in the morning like me, it's kind of really hard. You have to be really prepared. Remember, your muscles are there to work with you, and you can't push them into direction where they don't want to go. So we're gonna have 15 more seconds, so keep on going, keep on stretching, keep on pulling, whatever feels good. You got 10 seconds. And it's really a nice time, and eventually you'll be able to do this practice all on your own without me timing you. You'll be counting like me in the morning. Here we go. That was really awesome for the one side. So your right side should be all prepared, almost. We'll do one more thing. So you're gonna take a weight, if you have, put it in your right knee and pump it up for 60 seconds. Think inner thigh spinning up. You can flex, you can point, pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone under, and kind of just push it up. And remember, it's really good to invest in a strap. It's good to invest in a yoga mat, block, maybe even a stopwatch. People don't believe in stopwatches in yoga, but I do, because I like to balance out my right and my left. And in 365 days, if every time I spend 10 seconds on one side longer than I do on the other, that can turn into a lot of seconds in a year. So remember, always looking at the time, try to stay with your body. More importantly, focus on a calm breath. And you've got about 20 seconds to go. And this is a really nice warm-up for your glutes. So remember, that's the muscles, the major muscle groups that we want to warm up for the balancing series of the Bikram. And in the Bikram class, you normally don't do these things, but in this class, you will, because I expect you to be home and not in a yoga room. Here we go. Left leg. Bring it up and start kicking. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, step it through. Come to the outer edge of your right foot, warrior one position, left toe coming off, and here we go, tap, 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 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right foot, left leg up, Shiva kicks. Good. Drop that left knee to your right and pop it back up and down and back up and down and back up. And here we go, front of a 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And remember, you're going to lie down and do the hamstring stretch for 1 minute on the left. Remember, I'm taking an hour and a half out of your day. So the quicker you get to these postures, then you can relax. The less long it will feel. And this is just the extra that we're putting in there for you guys, for us being all at home and not really having the facilities of the warmth that we need to create from the inside out versus coming from the outside in. A lot of people say, why hot yoga? I say, well, hot yoga is like, it's like India, you know? It's like when you take the hot out of the yoga, you're taking the lemons out of the lemon cake. And I don't want to be eating a lemon cake without the lemons. It's the whole idea. So that's why I like hot yoga, because it makes me feel like I'm in India. But I couldn't travel to India right now if I wanted to. So here was a minute. Turn around. Remember, we gotta get into those glutes. Take left, weight, find a weight. If without a weight, it's the same thing. And then pressing through the palms, tucking the tailbone under, pulling the belly in. And remember, you're just pumping up, not big pumps, small little tiny pulsating pumps. Focusing on your breath while you're doing that. I don't know why I'm doing it, because I already did it this morning at 4:30. So I'm just here to guide you through your Bikram experience at home. Bikram is my favorite practice. It's easy, it's simple, and in that easy and simpleness you can find so much depth. So you got another 10. Stay with it. Flex, point, totally up to you. Inhale, thigh spinning up for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we're coming to our first balancing Bikram posture, and that's a standing head to knee. And seriously, I've been teaching Bikram for a really long time in my own studio in Aspen, Colorado, Bikram Yoga. And I've seen a lot of people come from all over the world. And what I noticed is that they always bend their knee. And it's natural, because we're always walking. So try to think of straightening your leg, and that means really contracting all your muscles. You're lifting up. You're using every fiber of your body to balance on. So start with your feet together. It's so important. It keeps the left heel invisible. Right thigh up parallel to the floor. Now if you stay here for 1 minute, no big deal, guys. You can just stay here and learn to balance on one leg. You'll have that for the rest of your life. The moment you bend your knee, you don't know how much more you want to bend it on the other side, and you're putting all the pressure on your knee joint, and you're gonna ruin your knee joint after a while. Yoga is supposed to help the knee joint, not make it worse. So if you are ready, you can go down and round forward and get a nice tight grip, feeling the ball of the foot into the palms of the hand. Now you want to interlace all 10 fingers, thumbnail on top of thumbnail. Heel down, flex toes. Feel all 4 points of your left foot pressing down. That is the most important part. And if you are kicking out, remember you're stretching into your triceps, biceps, flexing the toes, and you get a good stretch into your hamstring. You can feel it. So stay with your glutes, really contract, flex the toes, and then eventually move the elbows below the calf. And you want to get it as parallel to the floor as possible. And then eventually bringing your forehead to the knee and your chin to the chest. And remember, that might not come today, it might come at another day. Hold in for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a little back bend. Good. Shift your body weight onto the right leg. Left thigh up, parallel to the floor. Flex your left foot. Pull the belly in. Round forward, get a nice tight grip. Feel the ball of the foot into the palms of the hand. All 10 fingers interlaced to the webbing. Remember, it's so important. That's why I'm not demonstrating while I'm talking, because it's really important that you understand what you're doing. You're learning to open up your hamstring. So the more you open up the back body, the more you're leaning out the front body. Also, the longer and taller you're going to be as you grow old. In Europe, or not Europe in general, old people used to walk around with a walking stick. It's because they never straighten out their leg. We don't want to look like our ancestors. We want to grow tall as we grow older. Remember? So lock that leg, flex the foot, stay locked. Then kick out, elbows down. Remember, you can practice this for the rest of your life and you can get better and better. And holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A little bit of a back bend. Hips forward, chest up. Take a moment. Relax your shoulders. Take a couple of deep breaths. And remember, nothing is learned in a day. Nothing is built in a day. And when you return to your yoga studios, your hot yoga studios, and you will do these postures, you will relearn new things and you will rehear new things. So you will hear the same thing, but you hear it in a whole new way. It's a learning process. And the reason why we're doing that is so we have fun as we grow older. So with your feet together, shift your body weight on your left leg. Bring your right thigh up, parallel to the floor. Flex your right foot. Pull the belly in. Round forward, get a nice tight grip. Kick your heel hip forward. Lock out both legs. Now, once both legs are locked, move the elbows down towards your calf, eventually below. And then your chin to your chest and your forehead to the knee. And then hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little back bend, so important. I'll do it from the side. Shift your body weight onto your right leg. Left thigh up, parallel. Flex your left foot. Good, kick it forward. Both legs upside down L. Bikram would say like whatever. Elbows down. Chin to the chest, forehead to the knee. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can see that it's really hard to actually nail it and do it well. Get a little bit of water, drink up, and then we're going to do our standing rope balloon. More water. For our first exercise for bow pulling, we're going to work with a strap. So I will show you how to do it, and then I'm going to go to my watch. You're going to double up the strap. You're going to get your right foot into it. You're going to kick up. Take the elbows above your shoulders. Keep looking up. Remember, the weight of your head should draw over your left foot. And then as you're kicking up, it's an Iyengar bow. So right hip down, right inner thigh up, hips are squared off. And kind of staying there. And here we go for 1 whole minute. Keep squaring with the hips. It's really hard. The Iyengar bow can be very difficult, especially on the end of those last 15 seconds. So embrace yourself for relaxing through the belly, offering through the heart center, stretching into your triceps and biceps, and then feeling the kick. And it's so important to feel your weight equally distributed on that left foot. It's all about your feet on the end of the day, how you're balancing and how you're utilizing gravity to your advantage. And right now, you're doing that. So keep working through the chest. Do not look down or bring your head down, but constantly looking up, keeping the head over that left foot, over your tailbone, and then really bursting through the chest. Here we go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So separate your heels for a few seconds and just kind of swan dive forward. Maybe your hands on the floor, keeping your ears with your triceps, pressing through the edges of your feet, locking through the legs if you can, and take a moment. You work really hard. This is not easy. But remember, yoga is for you. It's designed for you to create that incredible relationship between the mind and the body. And one day you want your mind and your body working together, and you want to observe it while you practice this beautiful, phenomenal mind and this beautiful and phenomenal body of yours. You want to become very intimate with you. And this is the perfect time to being at home and nowhere else. So remember, left foot, I did that this morning. Here we go. Kicking into your grip. There you are. And we're going to start 1 whole minute. kick, 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 kick. Left hip down, left inner thigh up, squaring with the hips. If you have a mirror, it really works. It helps to see yourself. But if you can't see yourself and you don't have a mirror, it's okay too. Just really working into the foot. The foot tells you everything about the rest of your body. If the foot is pressing down, you can feel where the left hip is lacking or where it's, you can also kind of feel it on your arms as you're pulling that foot. You want to keep those elbows right above your shoulders and you want to really stretch into your triceps. So staying with it, and then remember, not looking down. I've seen many, many students in my lifetime that look down. Do not look down, look up. It's always looking up because the future is right in front of us. So staying with it for another 10, 9, and I told you it was hard to be doing this for a whole minute. Here we go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I got a really great break planned for you guys. So if you have a heating pad, and I have one at home, I'm just going to bring it in. But if you have one, you can put a little heating pad on top of this block. Lie down on your back, lift the hips, come to bridge, and then just kind of lie here for a minute. And if you really do have a lot of time, like sometimes I like to lie here for 3 minutes. So I really do take my time with my yoga. I usually practice 2 hours in the morning when I get up. And I take my time. I really feel the things that are going on. For example, I'm an oil painter and I haven't really indulged with my left hand, so my right shoulder is a little cranky most of the time. So I do a lot of extra work for my right shoulder. You will feel things coming up for you, and your mind and your body will lead you into the right positions, and that's the beauty about yoga. It becomes so intimate that you know exactly what you need to do in order to get what you want. So keep practicing. Practicing is so important. Practicing is everything. It's not about how good you are. It's about being in the moment of the practice. Here we go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember, you can do that for 5 minutes. Back bends are the key. I always say that back bends are the key to yoga. They're the counter opposite of everything we do every day. They open up our heart center. They're releasing toxic anxiety and stresses and even toxic relationships. They help us to see clearly and feel clearly and make really healthy, beautiful decisions. So remember, your back bends are the most important part. And now we're going to go into our Bikram bow. So take your right palm up, reach for your right ankle joint, left arm up. And you can start here. If you have a hard time just balancing, just stay here. Don't go anywhere else. Especially if you're at home, because you're not seeing somebody else doing something completely different. Different would be people just going right into that bow. Eventually your toes will be coming out right over the center of the head. I like to do Yana Mudra, thumb and index finger. I like to have an intention. And then as you're kicking up, try to see the toes coming out right over the center and start working your upper body down parallel to the floor. All right, and we're already on the clock for 20 seconds. So keep rolling the right shoulder back, keep reaching your left arm forward and focus towards your forehead and your third eye. And keep lifting that arm up, because eventually you want to bring your entire torso parallel to the floor. And when you do so, it's really important that the 50-50 kicking and reaching is there in order to hold your torso parallel to the floor while you're balancing on one leg, while you're working through all 4 points of that foot. Here we go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A little bit of a forward bend. Shake it all out. Let it all go away. And remember, your right side is the ha. Tha. Ha means sun. Tha means moon. So you're balancing out the masculinity with the femininity. And even when it was the opposite, we're still balancing out the right and the left of our brain hemisphere. With your feet together, left palm out, reach for your left ankle joint, right arm stretches up. And here we go, reach, kick, upper body down, reach, kick, upper body down. Everything that matters is your breath. Breathing through the nose, focusing one point on yourself, and then staying with your right foot and kicking your left toes up. And as you're pointing those toes, remember, they're nerves. They're the longest nerves in your body. And we don't know how they age. We don't. But what we do know is how we can condition them by pointing them or flexing them or spreading them or doing anything with our toes. So try to feel those toes coming up right up the center of the hip, and then bringing your upper body down, and then keep reaching up, keep kicking up, and we're so close. I mean, you only got 20 more seconds to go. Left shoulder, right arm forward. Try to make your left shoulder invisible behind your right, and try to draw a line between your right hand and your left toes for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a little bit of a forward bend. It's nice to release your spine from the opposite, into the opposite, from one direction to the next. And then you're prepared for your more favorable one. I say a lot of things in my yoga class because I don't demonstrate, and we just get right into the business of yoga. Second set, right palm up, reach for your right ankle joint. Left arm stretches up. And remember, you don't grab like this. You want to have your right palm reaching up and grabbing from the inside, so your right shoulder rolls back as you're kicking up. It wants to roll back. You do not want to do this. You want to do this. Okay, here we go. Upper body down. And in the second set, think upper body down, parallel to the floor. That's your goal. Reach, kick, reach, kick, reach, kick. Toes pointing up. Draw a line, right fingertips, left toes, front mirror. Keep bringing that upper body down. Keep kicking up, and really feeling that left, feeling your entire body opening up. Here we go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up with your feet together, left palm up, reach for your left ankle joint. Nice side grip, right arm stretches up, and here we go. Reach, kick, upper body down, upper body down. Everything prepares you for what's coming, not just in life, but also in yoga. So this posture will prepare you for what's coming next. For Tulandasana, balance stick like a tulip coming out of the earth, straight like an arrow. Keep kicking up, 10 seconds. Focus on the breath, nice and calm. And remember, tomorrow, next day, yoga is not just a one-day thing. It's a practice, it's a lifestyle. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up and then relax. It's not what you do today. It's how you implement what you're doing today to the tomorrow. It's really important. When you make commitments, you got to show up. You got to keep on doing it. It's one of my favorite teachers used to say, you can get to your goal really easy by just going there. But maintaining your goal is the hardest thing you'll ever do. All right, here we go, Tulandasana. It seems easier, but it really isn't. Arms up with it, alternate finger to base. Right foot steps. Remember, you're on a balancing beam and try to stay parallel to the floor. So think left hip down, arms against the ears, chin away from the chest, and then just kind of hold it for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Step it back, left foot steps, and remember, you're on a balancing beam. Right toes pointing, right hip down, and then right leg lifts up as the chest is going down, arms against the ears, looking 4 feet in front of you and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Take a moment. And we're going to do a second set with your feet together, arms up, interlace, release. Right foot steps, left toe hovers, chin away from the chest, flat spine, swan dive forward. Think of a back bend as you're going down. And then holding. Remember, pulling the belly in. Be active. Be active with your left foot. Pressing the weight equally. You're working on your gracilis muscle, your inner thigh muscle. Try to activate it a little more for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back, no break. Arms behind the ears, left foot steps, right toe hovers, chin away from the chest, swan dive forward. Good, keep spinning left foot steps. I think I was wrong in that first set, but that's okay. Think right inner thigh spinning up, chin away from the chest, arms with the ears, point through the toe, and then staying with it. We've got a few more seconds, stay with it. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No water break. You never want to invert and drink water before that. So we're going to invert. We're going to do separate leg stretch. Right foot steps out. And try to keep your toes and heels out. And it's just one leg forward. Think of a little bit of a back bend here. So, and if you can't lock your legs, keep your hands in front of you. Think of a wide-legged downward facing dog. And then keep pressing through the knees and keep stretching through your vertebrae. Okay? Now, if you're in a real Bikram class, you'll be grabbing your heel and you're going to be pulling your torso in. Ashtanga, they love to seal the thumb and roll forward. Ultimately, all these beautiful fathers of yoga, and while you're holding this for 1 minute, they all laid the road for all of us. Patabi Joys and Ashtanga, Bikram, Iyengar. These are powerful people that come from very much the same lineage, beautiful Indian lineage. And they've given us this amazing gift of yoga. Roll forward, lift the hips, press the knees. Something that is very unique. After we literally plundered their worlds, taken all the jewels and spices and fabrics, they still gifted us on the end of the day, which really says a lot about Indian people and the graciousness of them. After all we did to them, they're still gifting us. Roll forward and pull, hips up, knees back, and I've had some really beautiful teachers, and there's some beautiful Indian teachers out there that you can listen to, like Deepak. Deepak has some beautiful things to say. Roll forward and pull, press to the knees, lift through the hips, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up, right foot steps in, and then arms down by your side. And that was a really nice back body stretch. Like a 360-degree angle back body stretch. Second set, right foot steps up. Maybe a little shorter, maybe a little wider, it helps. And then toes and heels up, arms parallel, chin away from the chest, and then swan day forward. And remember, we all have different opinions about different things. It's not about the opinions that we have, or whether the things that I say are great or not great. It's more about getting to know who you really are. And if this practice can help you finding more of yourself in these times, then that will be great. We should just see it as a positive, wonderful thing, that you can do something that can enhance your life and the people around you that you are coming in contact with every day. So again, Patabi, you could even do a straddle headstand. Remember, you're at home and you're a yogi, and if you're a really seasoned yogi, you may even turn off the video right now and do something else. Staying with it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Right foot steps in. Get a little bit of water. This is a good time to drink water because you're going to do a Warrior 2 extended, which is Bikram's triangle. And here we go. You're going to start on the front of the mat with your feet together, arms up. Right foot steps as wide as you can go. Think of something beautiful. Bend your right knee. Think of an upside down L. And then you want to get your right elbow in front of your right knee. The idea is not to touch the floor. And the idea is to, and we're going to hold this for a minute, rolling your left shoulder back. So there's a little bit of a spinal twist. You want to protect your hip joint. It's the first hip opener. So think of that right hip hugging in, your right glutes, protecting your joint while it's being opened up. And then rolling your left shoulder back. So it's like a beautiful spinal twist. In mid-air, you can lift your torso. Let it be independent. Let it be working. Remember, it's your body. You want it to work. And we're about halfway through. Work through the edge of your left foot and then press into your right heel with your knee over the ankle. And keep reaching up and keep looking up. Carotid artery. We're opening up all kinds of arteries in our body. We're unclogging all kinds of arteries in our body. So think from the foot all the way to the fingertip. Think from the crown of the head to the bottom, to your lower pelvic floor. Holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you rise back up, right foot in, left foot out, heel to heel. 100 years ago, we had to go heel to arch. We're living in 2020. Everybody can balance on a balancing beam unless you're maybe 70 or 80 years old, and maybe this wouldn't be the time for you to start yoga, or maybe it is, and I'd be really congratulating you. Here we go, hips forward, right shoulder back. And then working really your knee over the ankle, the edge of your foot pressing down, maybe even lifting the arch of your right foot. Hugging your hips in. And then lifting your torso in mid-air. Twist, 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 twist. Keep looking up. Think of the crown of the head. Think of the coccyx and your tailbone. And think of your Mula Bandha, your Uddiyana Bandha. And think of the crown of your head. And then reaching mid-air, twisting. You got about 30 seconds. Staying with the breath, nice and calm. Some postures are hard, some postures are not so difficult. This is one of the more difficult ones because you're holding it, and you gotta kind of be aware that your hip might be a little cranky right now. For another 5, stay with it, it's important. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right foot steps in, and then arms down by your side. Take a moment. Remember, it's really important. Your hip joints are the most powerful joints, pretty much, like your shoulders and your body, and a lot of people get hip replacements. So you want to be aware of your placement and how to work that hip joint. And we're gonna, next posture after this, we're gonna do that again. So we'll do a second set, half the time, feet together, arms up, right foot steps, turn your right toes out, bounce, 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 knee over the ankle, and here we go. Right elbow in front of your right knee, left arm up. And as your right elbow presses against your right inner knee, try to draw your knees over your toes. And then feel your right hip hugging in. As your right hip is hugging in, roll your left shoulder back. And right in there, you're between 2 planes of glass. Again, another way of putting the 2 planes of glass together. You could do this in between 2 planes of glass, which I always kind of love. Hold it for another 5, for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise back up, right foot in, left foot out. Bounce, 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 knee over the ankle. There we go. Left elbow in front of you, left knee, right arm straight up, rolling your right shoulder back. And remember, think of the neck. Think of the length of the neck. And then as you're looking up, think of how you're connecting to your shoulders, how you're connecting to the rest of your body as you're reaching up, rolling your right shoulder back, left elbow against your left inner knee, maybe eventually grazing right above your big toe and second toe. And then keep working that left hip in, rolling your right shoulder back for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Congratulations, you're almost done with your first Bikram standing series. Right foot steps, modified. Pivot on your heel, and you want to square your hips as much as possible. So feel your right hip back, left hip forward, and then chin to the chest, forehead to the knee. I'm going to hold this for about 45 seconds. Now, I like to take my head and press it into my knee as much as possible. And then I like to square up my hips, back hip pressing down, front knee sometimes is a slight little bend. The key here is to create that Maha lock, the great lock. If you look it up online, it's 3 bandhas at the same time. So you're literally stretching out the back, be passive and aggressive. Passive with the back and very aggressive with the front. And then you detoxing, and if you did it in a hot yoga studio, you would really feel the difference when you're coming out of this posture. Because it's a 3-lock posture, and Bikram has a lot of them in his practice, which is beautiful. So whether you do it, you're just getting those Maha locks in there, and you're going to feel so amazing afterwards. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you come back up, arms with the ears, pivot, and you might have to change your step a little bit because you want to square up the hips as much as possible. Chin to chest, forehead to the knee. Remember, that's your Jalandhara Bandha, got your Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, so it's a Maha lock, 3 bandhas. And you want to really compress your throat because your thyroid, your parathyroid, the more you're compressing there, right now it's kind of like taking a hose and putting it into 2 so the water's not running through. When we release this lock, the blood will gush through it and pick up all kinds of junk that we don't need there. And I have a thyroid issue, which is very well in control because of my yoga. And people who have thyroid issues have been drawn to this Maha lock for a really long time. So this Maha lock has been around for a really, really long time. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Right foot in, arms down by your side. You never want to drink water before you do this posture. Second set, inhale the arms up, palms together, thumbs crossed, a little bit more advanced, right foot steps. Pivot, square off, chin to chest, and forehead to the knee. And remember, like a spook cat, rounding the lower back. It's a great stretch for your spine, your entire vertebrae, coccyx to neck, especially the neck. And then it's that beautiful compression in the front. And And remember, we're holding here our internal organs, our glands, we have our reproductive organs. There's a lot going on there. And the back heel is pressing down, so you're working on one of the hamstring and you're working on one of the Achilles, which will really come in handy when you do your down dogs. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. And then pivot towards the other side. Square your hips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then chin to chest, and then forehead to the knee. And again, the more you're lifting your head up higher and higher and higher, the more you're feeling it. But remember, never be over-aggressive. You have your entire life to do this practice, or any yoga practice for that matter. And your body will open up like a flower petal blooming. Coming directly from Bikram, flower petal blooming. Your body will open up like a flower petal blooming. Chin to chest, suck that belly in, keep pressing your back heel down. Good, keep squaring with the hips. And then focus for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up, and we'll do our last standing 2 postures. Could be 2 trees. So right foot in, shift your body weight onto your left leg, and then draw your knees together. And remember, you don't have to drink water all the time. You should come in hydrated. Sometimes I do a whole practice in a hot heated room without any water because I want to really detox my body completely. And then when I'm completely detoxed, that's when I want to drink a whole bottle of water afterwards. So I bring fresh water into my completely detoxed and a little dehydrated body. So water should not be a constant. We should learn how to be still and mindful and calm and observe our mind and our body while we're in these postures. That's really the key. So when I practice at home, I'm very still, I'm very quiet, I listen to my music. Sometimes it's a meditation music, sometimes it's more uplifting, and then slowly release. Shifting your body weight onto your right leg, and you could do a vinyasa 1, which is another tree where the foot is towards the inner thigh. You can hold that for 45 seconds if the half lotus is too much. But remember, do what works for you. There's no such thing as yoga perfect. There's only yoga practice for everyone. And there's no competition out there. No one competes in yoga because we don't know what body parts in our body are not working right. So how can we compete with someone who has a pulled back or a pulled hamstring? How can we compete with someone who has no toes? So there's no competition. We're just working with the body that we have at the moment. And we can never look at somebody else's mat and say, I should look like that. You'll never look like anyone else because you're you, unique. There's no one like you in this whole wide world than just you. Slowly release. Now the toe stand is a little bit tougher, and it's your most advanced posture in the Bikram series. If you can do it, great. If you can't do it, just do another tree. Totally up to you. You want to bring your hands to the floor first. So spider fingertips maybe, then roll into the toes, spread through the toes, move your heel right to your hips, draw your knees together so that it should be as wide as your shoulders. And most people want to right away get their hands in their heart center. It's not important because it's a weight-bearing posture. What we're really doing is, we have about 26 bones in our foot. We're just strengthening those bones right now by using all the weight of our upper body on that foot. So we're really strengthening our footwork, which is kind of amazing to be able to do that. A lot of people will bring their hands to their center and kind of hold. And you may eventually do that, or you may not. And then slowly pushing yourself back up. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So with your feet together, shift your body weight onto your right leg, pick up your left, and slowly going down. The idea about yoga is that every posture has really another posture on top of it. There's never an end to yoga. I can do a shortening out of this. I can do an arm balance out of my toe stand. I can do a Patabi Joyce flow out of my toe stand. Patabi Joyce does an Surya Namaskar A out of a toe stand. So there's many evolutions out of one posture. So if you can just nail that one posture, imagine how much you're expanding your yoga world by eventually learning to do other things with that one posture. Slowly coming back up. Good, and you guys did it. That was your standing series modified with the other things that I did for being at home. Now you're gonna lie down in Savasana, and Savasanas are really important. So I'm gonna hold you in Savasana for like a whole minute, and you wanna be really like a dead body. Heels touch, feet flop open, palms face up. Be in receptivity, and then relax through the shoulders and feel your head on the floor. And you might want a little bit of water before, but you also wanna quiet down. It's good to have time. It's good to have a concept. And the next will be Padmasana. So I'm going to take you to that next posture, interlacing all 10 fingers below your knee, and then pulling your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Now I like to take my elbow and pull my knee in a little bit more, only because I did 3 hip openers like you, and now it's the time to really stop the blood flow. I want to do that Hoover Dam effect, Bikram would call it, or the hose. I want to really squeeze and temporarily hold the blood flow. And sometimes it can feel so good with your hips, your knee towards the shoulder. You want to avoid your ribcage a little bit. So I think knee towards the shoulder, relaxing both legs, and then keep on pulling. And maybe looking down slightly. Eventually the neck will be on the floor. You can find a little compression in the throat. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's do the other one. Left foot in, left knee in. And I use my right hand to press my knee in a little bit more. I get a lot out of this posture, and I really love that posture. Again, if some things really are working for you, you can add them on the end of this practice. It's good to stay with the rhythm, even when I'm at home and alone, to stay with my own timing, even though I want to do other things, because it gets you through. And one practice after the other, one day after the next. Next thing you know, you've been doing it for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, and you will see the difference. Release both legs in, giving yourself a hug. Now, a lot of yogis will make that mistake that they just want to hug. They just want to hug. I want to hug myself, hug. But really, it's tailbone down. Try to think of maybe more grabbing your hands, wrists, and let your tailbone really press down. And then feel that. And within that, if you want to get a little bit of a tighter grip, great. But think of your tailbone and squeeze into your hip flexors. It's so powerful. And lengthen through the neck. And it's really quite amazing of how good you will feel after this practice. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. You'll get a 20-second Savasana. And really utilize that 20-second Savasana. And I do that at home by myself as well. I count down 20, and because our mind wants to keep on going, but our body needs to receive the benefits of what we just did and needs to coordinate with itself. So we're doing the second set. Pulling your right knee in, all 10 finger interlace below the knee, and a little bit towards your right shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. Remember, left leg relaxed, looking down. Keep the head on the floor, keep the neck on the floor if you can, and then keep on pulling. Last 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch, left knee in, all 10 fingers, only 20 seconds. And then really go for it. Good. Focus on the breath, nice and calm, relax through the shoulders. With every exhale, you can deepen that pull for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then both legs in, give yourself that hug. Feet, knees together, tailbone down, neck down. Remember, you have 2 sets. One, you can be goofy and do what you want to do. And then one, stay with the parameter of the alignments of the posture. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Never lose your 20 seconds of asana. It's one of the most powerful things to learn to be still and calm and not to fidget, but to just allow yourself to be in that present, in that moment of awareness. And then we'll do a little sit up for some, arms up over the head, feet in front of you. Sitting up, exhale twice, or you can roll to the side. It's not important. You're going to push yourself up. And then you're going to lie down on your belly. And your first one is baby cobra. So keeping your elbows bent, squeeze your buttocks in your thigh, keep your toes together. You have one cobra tail. And then as you push yourself up, lengthen through the neck, and then unweighing out of your palms. Think of your lower lumbar area doing all the work for you right now. We're strengthening. It's the back strengthening series, and you want to really work on that back, especially that lower back, because in that lower back, we tend to get a lot stress, get a lot of pain there. Slowly release, arms by your side, look to the right for 20 seconds. Our adrenals in the back, so we tend to, when we get a little edgy, we get a little stressed out, our lower back tends to be the area that says, well, I'm not so happy right now. So this is, by doing this consistently on a daily basis, maybe 3-4 times a week, you're really strengthening that lower back. Second set, palms flat, fingertips below the shoulders, and then push yourself up. And remember, we have 4 back strengthening postures, and 2 of them, you have a slight curvature in your neck, and then 2 of them, maybe keep the length of the neck like a turtleneck. So here we go, unweighing out of those palms, keep your legs together, keep the toes on the floor if you can. Think of your inner thigh spinning up, and then really working through the glutes, but more importantly, letting the lower back do the work. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms by your side, look to the left. This used to be my least favorite part of the yoga practice, and it has become one of my favorite parts because I know it so well and I can do it so easily, and it gives me a little bit of time to just be in my practice without working as hard as I do. All right, here we go. Bringing your chin out. Now this is going to get a little bit interesting. Most men don't want to do this. I don't know why. So chin out. Lift the hips like no one ever has hit a volleyball before. Palms flat. Spread through the fingertips. Chin is out. Right leg lifts up. Spin your right inner thigh. Lock your right knee. Point your right toe. Press your right hip bone down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your right, left leg up. And again, press your left hip bone onto your left forearm, and then lift the leg up. Point through the toes, and that thigh spinning up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now mouth on the floor, kiss the mat, and see if you can bring both legs up as you're pressing into the palms. Both legs up, legs together, legs together, legs together, legs together. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll the arms from under and then slowly look towards the right. 20 seconds of asana. Remember, as you're stretching your hands down, try to lengthen through the neck. Also, you want to keep your hip bone on your forearm because it's the compression that you've been doing for your hip, the compression you've been doing in your mahalak. This is the compression for your arm. Here we go, second set. Lift the hips, roll the arms under, stretch your fingertips towards your knees. Good, chin up, right leg up. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your right leg, left leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, mouth on the floor, palms flat. Here we go, both legs up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the arms from under and then slowly looking towards the left. Completely relax. Remember, the more and more you do it, the more you understand why you're doing it. And then when you start going back to yoga studios, especially hot yoga studios, then you're gonna like really understand how this practice can change your entire life. And I really mean that. So we're gonna work on our middle spine. Remember awkward chair, first posture. Probably don't remember that anymore. But you're gonna take your arms back, clasp your palms, and then lift up. Lift everything off the floor. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades together, shoulder blades together. You can open up your arms a little bit, but try to continue yourself to your mat, because when you're in a sweaty room and it's mat to mat to mat, you really want to learn how to be in your own space. And your mat is like your own space. Got 10 seconds. Keep working those shoulder blades together. Keep lengthening through the spine. Keep squeezing those inner thighs. Keep locking through the knees. Keep pointing through the toes. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Look towards the right. By now, you're really enjoying your savasana because it's hard work. Your heart is definitely elevated, especially if you have a little bit of a belly or something that's kind of weird, you're a little overweight. This is the good stuff for your heart. It's really healthy to condition your heart in such a way. Second set, chin up, arms back, clasp your palms. Good, legs together, and then lift everything off the floor. Again, if you want to spread those wings, great. But remember, never have them out here because they're not doing anything there. You want them here where they're doing something. You want to feel those shoulder blades come together because that's exactly how we're going to activate our heart center. Stay with it for another 10. You can do it. Thighs together, big toes touch, lift. Good, long neck for another 3, 2, and 1. Arms by your side, look to the left. Completely relaxed, 20 seconds. I climbed up towards Mount Everest. I didn't make it to base camp. That's so bad. But then I am never really the person that makes it always to the top of anything. So, but everyone had their backpacks and everybody had their yoga mats. And then when you got to these beautiful little tea houses, your mat could have fit right into one of those beds. Now here we're gonna come to flow bow. Chin out. This is a beautiful posture. Wrap your feet, knees together, hips pressed down, look up, and then kick into the grip. Kick, 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 kick. Good, 30 seconds. It's a 360-degree angle back bend against gravity. So think of your knees behind the shoulders, inner thigh spinning up as you're looking up. You're working that entire spine from the coccyx all the way to your cervical vertebrae. Relaxed forehead, relaxed jaw. Try to have really relaxed facial muscles, but kick into the grip. Roll those shoulder blades together, activating every back muscle that you've been working on for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms by your side, look to the right, completely relaxed. Anyway, I love yoga mats. My son's name is Matthew, and I always call him Matt. So, Matt, Matt, Matt. I've been around mats for most of my life. Second set. Get a nice tight grip, inside, outside, knees together, hips pressed down. Look up and then kick, 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 kick. And remember, as you're looking up, try to lengthen, be passive and aggressive. The front body is nice and passive. The back body is super aggressive. So we don't have to be passive and aggressive with people anymore. We can get it out on our yoga mat. Stay soft in the belly, keep looking up and back, keep rolling your shoulder blades together. Don't forget about those knees, knees behind the shoulders, like a teardrop. Kick, 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 or arms, legs, 2 wheels and 1 base for 5, kick up for 4, kick up for 3, 2, and 1. Looking towards the left, completely relaxed, 20 seconds. After that back strengthening series, you should feel really good. Kind of really nice when your back feels amazing. Remember, there's a lot of other yogas out there, restorative, yin. I teach a lot of those, and they're really good, they're really healthy. This is not like that, it's hatha yoga, so you're really balancing out the right and the left. So as you push yourself up, I'm going to get a little bit of water. We're going to come to Vajrasana, or a hero, and you can use a block and sit on 2 or 1 block, or none. You want to sit in between your heels, right? And your knees are as together as they can be. Now, Supta means reclining. So you can have a Supta Vajrasana, and that's Bikram. Bikram is the recline. So you kind of lie down on your back, if you can, and create a natural bridge here. You're going to grab opposite elbow. You can also stay up if you want to, separating your heels, and then just kind of erecting through the spine, rolling your shoulders back. And we're going to hold this posture for about a minute. So the pain you're feeling maybe in your knees and your ankle is the good pain. So stick with it. I have seen lots of people get knee operation and think that they could do a Vajrasana better after, and 99.9% they were worse and stayed worse in that posture after. And like I said, I've owned the studio for 15 years, so I can tell you for sure, the knee surgery did not make any difference. Stay with the pain, work through the yoga, figure it out. You can do it, I promise you. I have a bad knee, sometimes I like to run down the mountain, and then I have to do a lot of Vajrasanas, and next thing you know, my knee is all cured again. So when you come back out, really important, pushing yourself out nice and slow, let the head come up last, and then lying down on your back, and really getting your benefits, getting your paycheck right here. And remember, this whole yoga practice, you really are the director, you are the movie star, you're everything, you're the space creator, you're creating the space inside of your body. So be in this moment, don't let anyone take this away from you. Be in your own body, that's all you really have. Everything else is just an illusion. We're living really in an illusion. Arms up with the head, make some noise, sit up, exhale twice, and then come back to your second set of Vajrasana, separating your heels, 30 seconds. Because without you being healthy and strong, mentally and physically, and the only reason I'm doing this tape is because I truly believe that people maybe want to come onto our website and get into that Bikram again. And I believe it's really important for the mind to have a healthy body. And it starts with yoga. A healthy body starts with yoga. Not always running up and down the mountains or biking, but stretching and really releasing some of the stress that we're holding in our muscles. All right, here we go. Turn around and relax. As you can see, I paint like this because I'm also a mural worker. The artwork behind me is not mine. It's done by one of our students and teachers, but mine is at home, and someday I'll show it. Completely relax, 20 seconds. But again, work through your knees. Work through them. This is the most powerful posture in the world, in the whole yoga world, for your knees. Right here, in stillness, in calmness. Learn like a meditation. Meditate in this posture. So we can come up into Ardha Kamasana, feet knees together, and I like to think I bow into my own greatness. Arms up, elbows are lap, so please bow into your own greatness. Chin away from the chest, think of a back bend. Keep your arms over the ears, and then move your forehead to the mat, and roll your shoulders back, and press your hips back onto your heel. And it's bringing the heart, the head below the heart. So it's an inversion, a micro-mini inversion. And in that micro-mini inversion, you're actually gaining a little bit of energy that will prepare you for a camel, which is the last big back bend that we're going to do. And then we're kind of wrapping it up here a little bit. So stay with it for another 5, reaching those arms forward, hips down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And try to keep your arms long, your arms over the ears, your spine straight as you're coming back up. And we're going to go right into camel. So you're going to separate your knees, heels hip width, press your hips forward. You can keep your hands on the hips, and then lift through the chest and come into your last back bend. I'm going to hold that one for 1 minute. Again, we hold a lot of emotional stress in our body, we don't even know it. And right now, everyone is stressed. So this is a very important time to work with your emotional heart center. It's a beautiful chakra, your heart chakra. And remember, it's very important to release emotional stress. And in these back bends, that's what you do. You're getting rid of toxicity, emotional toxicity, any kind of toxicity. So if it's really difficult, and sometimes people want to cry right now, people want to get back out, people can't breathe, this is not the right, I can't do it. Just try to stay calm. You can always stand on your knees, look forward, and just go into a little back bend. And then little by little, you eventually grab your heel and press your hips forward. And then slowly come back up, turn around and relax. Sorry, I hope I didn't lose you. We're gonna keep on going. I thought that there was something happened there, but I think we're all good. We're gonna do that a second set. So here we go. Feet, knees together, arms up, elbows locked, chin away from the chest. Swan dive forward, Ardha Kamasana. Bowing into your own greatness. Keeping your forehead on the mat, pressing your hips back down, feet, knees together. Try to lift your wrists a little bit. Think of your pinkies, your tiny little pinkies, being the strong one right now. Lifting those arms up. That's how strong those little tiny pinky fingers are. Good, and then rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the belly in, squeeze the inner thighs, rise back up. And then stand on your knees. Knees, heels, hip width. And here we go. Hips forward, chest up, arms head back. And if you can grab your heel, you can grab your heel. If you want to keep your hands on your hips, keep your hands on your hips. Think of eventually bursting through. Your shoulder blades are coming, all the back strengthening postures are coming together. And then little by little, you're lifting through the chest, you're dropping through the head, and you're breathing calm and smooth, and you're like a little bubble in space floating around. You've got 30 seconds. Stay with it if you can. It's tremendous. And you might want to take a whole minute of a savasana afterwards. That's what I like to do. And just really take it all in. And if you do it in a heated room with a lot of other people, it's incredible how you can feel your own Kundalini energy rising after this posture. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're kind of winding down now to the end of our class. So kind of lie down, take a deep breath, roll your shoulders away from the ears, feel what you're feeling, tune out what you tune. And remember, you can play music in the background. Again, this is just a tape for the timing, for those of you that don't want to count the entire time. Here we go. Arms over the head, flex your feet, sit up, exhale twice, and then turn around. And this is rabbit, Sasandasana. So get a nice tight grip on the outside, thumbs on the outside, fingers on the inside, chin to the chest, and then roll forward, top of the head to the mat, and then lift your hips up. And maybe pulling on your heel. Think of being passive and aggressive. What's passive? Your back. What's aggressive? The front. What are we doing in the front? A Mahalak. We're working around Mahalak. Chin to chest, sucking the belly in, pulling the pelvic floor in. Good. We used to do that when we were little kids, somersaults. Just holding onto your heel so you get the stretch into the arms, triceps, biceps for your next standing head to knee. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you come back up, take your right leg out, left leg in. So it's kind of separate leg stretch. You want to take the arms up, interlace, twist to the right, ball of the, think of your standing head to knee. Elbows are bending. And again, it's really important to get your forehead to the knee. And I see sometimes a lot of people doing this, and that's better than doing this. So remember, Mahalak, 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 chin to chest, chin to chest, chin to chest, elbows down, flex, pull. Be active in your toes into your hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch, left leg up. Get a nice tight grip. Ball of the palms of the hand, forward to the knee, chin to the chest, roll onto the right, flex, pull. And remember, next standing head to knee. You're going to feel that a little bit more. It's really hard to lock your leg and to get your forehead on the knee and then nail it and hold it. So we keep on practicing, and it's very challenging to be still and calm and not jump around all the time, but to just do the posture, simple and easy, but staying with it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sometimes the easiest recipes in the world are the best things to eat. So think, chest forward, and I like to think, take your hands back first, feel your spine nice and straight, lock through the legs. If you can grab your big toe, great. If you can grab your ankles, great. If you can grab your shin bone, great. But try to stay with the alignment. Long neck, long spine, working through the back of your legs, and then keep pressing into the back of the knees. This is where you're going to get the most benefit. If you do this and go here, you're not always going to get the best benefit. Remember, it's about relaxing and stretching. Relaxing and stretching. Not pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing. Pulling and pushing can be very important in the beginning of our practice. But on the end of the practice, when you all warmed up and you all worked out, it's much more important to just relax and kind of dig a little bit deeper into these, I don't know, 620, 30 muscles that we have in our body, and some of them that you may have never felt before. And now for the first time ever, you start actually feeling them. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And we're going to do a Savasana. I'm going to do that one more time. And we're going to do our spinal twist and our breathing exercise. And then you guys are set for the day. And I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I do it every day and I love it. And I feel really good. I have a 33-year-old son. I'm 54. Sometimes I pretend to be 82. Here we go. Arms above the head. Sit up. Exhale twice. Turn around. And here we go. Get a nice head grip. Start with a straight spine. Chin to the chest. Roll forward. Pull the belly in. Lift the hips up. Press your shin bone down. Keep your heels together. Think of that Mahalak. Chin to chest. Chin to chest. Suck that belly in. Maybe even pulling your pelvic floor in and really getting that 3 lock. And then really stretching through your lower back. How good does it feel to stretch through your lower back? And then keep pressing your shin bone down, keeping your heels together, toes on the floor, holding onto your heel. Think of your shoulders away from your ears and really stretching into your arms for the last few seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you rise back up, right leg up, left leg bends. And remember, if you want to do something a little bit different in the second set, you may just stay with the purity of the Bikram. There are studios that will do only pure Bikram. There are studios like mine who have adjusted. Hence Arjuna, that's the name of it, Arjuna Yoga. Arjuna was a great warrior in the Bhagavad Gita. Slowly release, left leg out, right leg bends. Get a nice tight grip, ball of the foot, palms of the hand. And it's a beautiful story about Arjuna, and everybody should read the Bhagavad Gita. Many people have. Freud, Gandhi called it his mother. Thoreau, lots of beautiful writers, poets have read the Bhagavad Gita. Slowly come back up. Deepak has a whole CD on it. Here we go. We're going to do our last spinal twist. So, Bhagavad Gita. Remember, left up against your right inner, look over your right shoulder, and twist. And remember, in that twist, and if you're pregnant, don't do this twist. Do it the other way. But you're not pregnant. If you are pregnant, you should do this here is a little bit different. Like on the belly, you should do other things. You should keep your legs separated. Oh yeah, and you're gonna want to do a spinal twist like this instead of this. And then looking over your shoulder. Every inhale, lift. Every exhale, twist. Keep your sit bones down and gaze over your shoulder, because where you want to eventually be able to see yourself in that back mirror, or at least looking over your right shoulder. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In the mid-air, switch. Maybe a little more graceful than me just now, but I can do it very graceful. Okay, here we go. Look over the shoulder and then twist, 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 twist. Remember, you're really twisting from the bottom up. It's so good. Twists are so good for detox of our digestion, which will prepare us for the last breathing exercise. The first breathing exercise, pranayama breathing, was all for warming up the circulatory system, the respiratory system. And then this last breathing exercise, Kapalabhati breathing, is really a detox breath. So we're going to do that, and then you have your final savasana, and you're going to be done. And I hope you enjoyed this time with me. And here we go. Coming into a kneeling position, or any comfortable position that works for you. And think of your upper body being nice and still, and think of your belly. In India, they do it through the nose, like this. But we're in the Western world, and it's easier for us through the mouth. So don't give it too much thought. Just think exhalation, inhalation will come automatically. Here we go. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do 10 slow ones. So if you need a little water, it's kind of all good. Here we go. Really deep. Last one. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I will see you. Namaste.